In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to instantly make stuff appear so you can pick it up and walk away. And we're doing it all inside of After Effects. My name is Astro Dippery. This is my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, so first let's film the actual video. Just to show that you don't need a whole ton of expensive gear to make something amazing, I'm going to be using an iPhone. I want to make sure that your camera is locked off. So that means it's either on a tripod or you're leaning it against something. Just definitely make sure it's not handheld or wiggling around, because that will completely ruin this effect. So the first thing I did was I set up an object, in this case it's a guitar, and anywhere in the room. Then I walked up but made sure I wasn't actually overlapping the guitar, and I acted like I was making it appear. After that, I picked it up, played it, and walked away. The walking away part is very important. And that's because when we're actually creating an effect, we're going to need a place in the video where there's no guitar or person there. Alright, let's make this effect. Alright, first things first, we're going to boot up After Effects and now just click on New Project. So just make a new composition. You could pick the resolution, or I'm just going to go New Comp from Footage. That way it'll automatically select the resolution and settings of the composition as the same of whatever our video was. So now I'm just going to go to Movies, find the file I want, and then open it. So now we have it down here in the timeline. So the first thing that we're going to need is a clean plate. We're going to duplicate this and then scrub all the way to the end to where I walk away, right here. And now you're just going to right click, time, freeze frame. So now this layer right here does not move at all. It's just that entire area wherever we selected freeze frame. And now is a great time to get organized. So I'm just going to rename this one Clean Plate. And then rename this one Main. Okay, now trim the first layer to the start of where you want your actual video to start. So right here you can see I want to play guitar, and then right here is where I want this motion to end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate Clean Plate and drag it on top of everything so you can see that looked like it erased it, and I'll rename this one Object Matte. Okay, so turn off the visibility just to hide it, and now we're going to go right to where we want it to appear and then bring the end of the clip all the way back down to the playhead. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We have this clean plate blocking pretty much everything in the frame, and whenever it's over something, it makes it look like it's not there because the picture is of what it was behind it, if that makes any sense. So if we only want the guitar to be gone instead of me, then we're going to cut out the clean plate to where it's just over the part where the guitar was. Pretty simple. So to do that, you can press G, or you could come up here and click on the pen tool. And from here, we're just going to click and make a mask around the guitar. Just like that. Now turn visibility back on, and you can see it looks like the guitar has pretty much disappeared. Now the lighting on this is actually pretty perfect, but it might look weird for you, like there's like hard edges right around the mask. So what you're going to do is just select the object matte and then double click M, and then you can increase the mask feather just a little bit. Okay, so because the clean plate ends right there, you can see right after that point the guitar will appear. So this is pretty much it. It is appearing, but I don't like the way it's super snappy. You could totally use this in your videos. It's enough to make it look cool. I'm going to make it kind of scatter inwards, if that makes sense. It's going to get a little bit more complicated from here on, but you should be able to follow it. So let's go. Okay, so we're going to duplicate Main, and we're going to put it on top of Object Matte, and then just name it Guitar. Now we need to cut out the guitar, so that's the only part that's actually being scattered, instead of that whole mask out area being scattered in, because that would look pretty weird. So just double click guitar so you're entering the actual layer for it, and then zoom in a little bit so you can see it. And you could make a normal mask, but I'm going to use something called the Rhode brush. It's a really cool kind of new feature in After Effects that allows you to make intricate masks using the power of AI. So just come up here to Rhode brush. It's like a little guy in a paintbrush, pretty cool. And if you hold down Control on Windows or Command on Mac, and then drag down or up, then you can actually change the size of the brush. I'm going to make it pretty small, and then just trace out the shape of the guitar. It does not have to be perfect, because that's what the AI is for. Like that, and then hold down Option, and then that'll turn it red, and that means that you're actually taking away parts. And you're just going to keep going until you have it just right. And try to get a shadow in there too if you can. Okay, Now that we're done with that, the guitar is actually cut out. So on this layer here, guitar, if you turn the visibility on and off, okay, now we're going to trim this only to the area where it's going to actually be appearing. That way our computer does not turn into a potato PC. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. Come up here to Effects and Presets and type in Scatterize. CC Scatterize will pop up. Then just drag that onto guitar and then go to where you want the forming of the object to end and press this little clock. That'll make a keyframe. So now that's telling the computer, hey, right here, that's when I want scatter to equal 0, 0. And now we're going to come back and change this to a bit more. And you'll see the guitar actually magically kind of scatters. Looks really cool in my opinion. And then whenever you change that number after going back a bit, that will actually automatically create a keyframe. So now if you play it back, the guitar is forming itself into existence. And you can see the guitar actually appears behind it. That doesn't look very good. So just take this object mat and pull it up a little bit. And now we only have one more thing to do. So right here you can see it's kind of a weird error, but our shadow just immediately appears and it looks kind of jarring. So to get rid of that, we're going to use some more keyframes. Just press T on your keyboard, and that's going to open up the opacity on the object matte layer. Then set a keyframe and drag it to 0. That way you can't see it at all by the end of it. And then come back just a little bit, and then drag it to 100. And now, when you play it through, you should be done. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, that would really help out the channel. And yeah, I'll see you next time.